students, let's do speed, distance and time, exercise 12A. Exercise 12A is on page number 137. We are doing question 7, which has two parts. I have the first part here. After this, we will do the second part. And make note of this. Take the speed to be the same in both cases. That is question 1 and 2. Now here, we are talking about the distance Gita has covered in 5 minutes. And here, the question is, how much will she cover in half an hour? So this is a unitary method sum. Okay, so we're going to start by saying distance Gita covers in 5 minutes, 800 meters. So if it is unitary method, remember we have to find the distance she covers in 1 minute. So let's do that. Distance she covers in 1 minute. In 5 minutes, she has covered 800 meters. So in 1 minute, it's going to be less than that. That means it is division. So let's divide 800 by 5. So that is 800 in the form of a fraction. You can write 800 by 5. You can divide it or you can leave it like this. So let's leave it like this and go on to the next part of the question. So how much distance will she cover in half an hour? Now half an hour, in 1 hour we have 60 minutes. So 1 by 2 hours means that's half an hour. In half of this hour we'll have half means 60 divided by 2. That is 60 divided by 2 is 2 3s are 6 and the 0, so it's 30 minutes. So in half an hour we have 30 minutes. So here instead of half an hour we're going to write 30 minutes because everywhere it is minutes. As you can see, here we have 5 minutes, then we have 1 minute. So now we're going to write 30 minutes. So distance she will cover in 30 minutes. Now in 1 minute she has covered so much distance. So in 30 minutes it will be more than that. She can go further down, isn't it? So let's multiply 800 by 5 into 30. So for the sake of cancelling, we have left this part as it is. Otherwise, you can divide and get an answer and then multiply. So here let's cancel 5 and 30. 5 ones are 5, so cancel that. And 5 sixes are 30. Now let's multiply the numerators. So here 8 into 6. First to multiply, 8 sixes are 48. And then there are 2 zeros added. So this is 4,800. And since we're talking about the distance, we're going to write it in kilometers. So 4,800 meters, because in the question it is given as meters. So here it's given as meters. So our answer will also be in meters. Here we have written, isn't it? So all this is in meters. So this is the distance Gita will cover in 30 minutes. Now, if we have to convert this to kilometers, we have to remember that 1000 meters make 1 kilometer. So 4,800 meters will be 4,800 divided by 1000. So that if you can cancel 2 zeros here and 2 zeros here. So now it becomes 48 by 10. And when you divide a number by 10, remember there's 1 0. So the point moves one place to the left. So it becomes 4.8. So this 4,800 meters or 4.8 kilometers. So your answer can be in meters or it can be in kilometers. So we have finished the first part of the question. Let's go to the second part of the question. How much time will she take to cover 6.4 kilometers? So here we are talking about time. So let's write our statement as time taken to cover 800 meters is 5 minutes. This is already given to us in the question. So now we have to find the time taken to cover 1 meter. Before we find this time taken to cover 1 meter, so the time taken to cover 800 meters is 5 minutes. So if you have to cover only 1 meter, it's going to be less than that, isn't it? So division, 5 divided by 800. So we write it like this, 5 divided by 800. We can write it in the form of a fraction, 5 by 800, and leave it like that. Now we can go ahead and find how much time it should take to cover 6.4 kilometer. Now here it is all in meters. That means we have to convert this also to meters. So let's convert that. So 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. So 6.4 kilometers will be 1000 into 6.4. So here remember, when you multiply decimal numbers, we ignore the point and multiply. So that will be 64 into 1000. So that will be 64, and then you add the 3 zeros, so that becomes 64,000. Now we have to go back to the question and see there is one decimal place. So your answer also should have one decimal place. So what do you have here? 6400.0, or simply 6400. So here the time, this time you have to write time taken to cover 6400 meters, because we have converted this kilometers to 6400 meters. So we can write that here also, 6400 meters. So now our statement will say time taken to cover 6400 meters. Time taken to cover only 1 meter is so much. So if you have to increase to 6400 meters, it will be much more than that, which is multiplication. So 5 by 800 into multiplication is into 6400. So now we can cancel the zeros. Cancel the 2 zeros here, the 2 zeros here. And now we can cancel 8 and 64 by 8. 8 ones are 8 and 8 eights are 64. Now multiply the numerators. 5 into 8 is 40. And denominator is 1. So 40 by 1 is 40. What have we found? We have found the time taken. And since the time is all in minutes here, this will also be in minutes. So the time taken to cover 6400 meters is 40 minutes. So let's write our answer, 40 minutes. This is our final answer. Question 8. A bus going at 60 kilometers per hour takes 4 hours to travel from Delhi to Agra. First question. How much time will the bus take to cover the same distance if its speed is increased by 20 kilometers per hour? So now what is given to us? We're given 60 kilometers per hour. What is that? Kilometer per hour means it is speed. And here we've been given 4 hours, that is time. So let's write that. So this is speed and this is 4 hours is time. So what is missing here? Speed is given, time is given, distance is missing. So that's the first thing we have to find for the first part of the question. So let's begin by writing what is given to us. So speed is given to us, time is given to us. Now we have to find the distance. Distance is speed into time. So this will be 60 kilometers per hour into 4 hours. Now the units are the same. Here we have hours, here also we have hours. So no change, we can straight away do this. 60 into 4, 6 fours are 24, and then you add the 0. Now it is 240 kilometers. So we have found the distance. So we know the speed, we know the time, now we have found the distance. Now let's look at the main question. How much time will the bus take to cover the same distance, that means 240 kilometers, if the speed is increased by 20 kilometers per hour? So the initial speed is 60 kilometers per hour. Now we're going to increase it by 20. That means add 60 plus 20, we'll get the speed. And we have the distance. Now we have to find the time. So let's write that. So speed will now be 60 kilometers per hour, which is already given. Now they're saying increase it by 20 kilometers per hour. 60 plus 20, this will become 80 kilometers per hour. So now we know the speed. We also know the distance because it says same distance, and the distance we found out here is 240 kilometers. So we know the distance also. So this is 240 kilometers. Now we can find the time. So what is the formula to find time? The formula is distance by speed. So now distance is 240 kilometers per hour and speed is 80 kilometers. Now we can work this out. Cancel the zeros. Now 24 divided by 8. 8 threes are 24. 8 threes are 24. That means the time taken is 3 hours. It's all in hours, so this will also be in hours. The time taken is 3 hours. So this is our answer to the first part of the question. Now let's go to the second part of the same question. So the question is the same. Remember, a bus going at 60 kilometers per hour takes 4 hours to travel from Delhi to Agra. Now, how much extra time will the bus take in going from Delhi to Agra if its speed is reduced by 20 kilometers per hour? So let's write first what's given to us. The speed is given to us as 60 kilometers per hour. The time here is 4 hours and the distance we found is 240 kilometers. So the distance is the same because the bus is going from Delhi to Agra. Now here they're saying how much extra time. That means first we need to find the time if the speed is reduced by 20 kilometers per hour. So the new speed will be 60 kilometers per hour minus 20 kilometers per hour. It's going to be reduced, isn't it? So we minus 60 minus 20 is 40. So this is 40 kilometers per hour. So now we have the speed, we have the distance which is 240 kilometers, but we have to find the time now. So let's find the time. The time will be distance by speed. So distance is 240 kilometers and the speed is 40 kilometers. Now let's calculate. Cancel the zeros. Now 24 divided by 4, 4 sixes are 24. So the time here, we have found the time, remember? So time will be 6 hours. So we've got 6 hours here. So this is the time for the bus to go if the speed is reduced by 20 kilometers per hour. So we found 6 hours here. So initially it took 4 hours. Now it's taking 6 hours. So how much extra time will the bus take? So to find the extra time, we have to subtract these two, 6 hours and 4 hours. So the extra time taken by the bus will be, when we subtract these two, we'll get the answer. So 6 hours minus 4 hours. 6 minus 4 is 2 hours. So this is the extra time taken by the bus when the speed is reduced by 20 kilometers per hour. So this is our answer. Question 9. An animal is walking at a speed of 6 kilometers per hour. First part of the question, how much distance will it walk in 8 minutes? So let's write what is given to us. What is given to us is the speed 6 kilometers per hour and we've also been given the time 8 minutes. Now we are asked to find the distance. So distance, the formula is speed into time. So let's do that. Let's find the distance. Speed is 6 kilometers per hour. So let's write 6 kilometers per hour into time, which is 8 minutes. As you can see, the units are different. Here we have hours and here we have minutes. So we're going to convert 8 minutes into hours. So we know that 60 minutes make 1 hour, isn't it? Make 1 hour. So 8 minutes will be 8 divided by 60. So let's keep it at that. So here distance will be 8. It will be 6 into 8 by 60 because we have converted 8 minutes to 8 by 60 hours. So here speed into time, we have written speed into time. Speed is 6 kilometers per hour. Time was 8 minutes which we have converted to 8 by 60. Now let's cancel what we can. So here we can cancel 6 and 60. 6 tens are 60. Now we can cancel 8 and 10 both by 2. 2 fours are 8 and 2 fives are 10. So the distance is 4 by 5 kilometers. Okay. Now let's divide 4 by 5 to get it as a decimal number. So look, we're going to divide 4 by 5. 4 is smaller than 5, so we put a 0. And now to continue our division, we need to put a point here, carry that point up and put a 0 here. After the point, we can put any number of zeros. Now read your number as 40. 5 eights are 40. So here now our remainder is 0. So we don't have to continue the division. We've finished. So this is our answer. The quotient is our answer. So here for 0.8 is kilometers. So we have found the distance as kilometers, 0.8 kilometers. Now if you have to convert it into meters, all we have to do is take 0.8 into 1000. Why into 1000? Because 1 kilometer equals 1000 meters. So if we have to convert 0.8 into meters, multiply it by 1000. Now 1000 has 3 zeros, so the point will move 3 places to the right. So 3 places to the right means 1, 2, 3, and the point has to come here. So in these places we are going to put zeros. So now the point is removed from here and it has gone after the 0 there. So what do we have here? We have 800.0 or simply 800 meters. So if you want to write your answer in meters, you write 800 meters. So the answer is 0.8 kilometers or 800 meters. Now this is the first part of the question. Now we have one more part to this. So the second part of the question is, how much time will it take to cover 600 meters with the same speed? The speed is given to us. The distance is given to us 600 meters. Now we are asked to find the time. So let's write what is given. Speed is given and distance is given. Now can you see they've asked us to find how much time it will take to cover 600 meters. So this is in meters. We have to find for 600 meters, whereas this is kilometers per hour. So we have to change the speed into meters per second. So how do we convert this into meters per second? So here, how do we do it? We have learned that when you convert kilometers per hour into meters per second, all you have to do is multiply by 5 by 18. You don't have to do it the long way. We just have to multiply by 5 by 18. So we have 6 kilometers per hour, which we are going to convert into meter per second. So multiply 6 into 5 by 18. So here we can cancel. 6 ones are 6 and 6 threes are 18. So here we have 5 by 3. 5 by 3. So let's write it here. So now speed is going to be 5 by 3 meter per second. So now can you see we have this in meters and the distance also in meters. So now we can find the time. So the time taken will be distance by speed. Let's use the formula distance by speed. So distance is 600 meters and this is divided by speed. Speed is 5 by 3 meters per second. So let's do this division here. So 600 division changes to multiplication. 5 by 3 becomes 3 by 5. Now let's cancel. I can cancel 5 here. 5 ones are 5. And here also I can say 5 ones are 5, but that is 6, so there's 1 left. Now it becomes 10. 5 twos are 10 and the 0. So we've got 120 into 3. So we have to multiply this. So when you multiply 120 into 3, say 12 into 3. 12 threes are 36 and then add the 0. So 120 into 3 is 360. So now we have found the time in seconds, 360 seconds. Now this we can convert into minutes. How do we do that? 60 seconds make 1 minute. So now this we have to find for 360 seconds. So that will be 360 divided by 60. So let's cancel the zeros. We can cancel. Now we have 36 and 6. 6 ones are 6, 6 6 are 36. So that is 6 by 1 or it is simply 6. That means that is equal to 6 minutes. So what have we found here now? We have found the time taken to cover 600 meters. The animal is walking, remember? So the animal will take 6 minutes to cover a distance of 600 meters. So this is our final answer, 6 minutes. Question 10. Distance between two stations A and B is 80 kilometers. Manoj goes from station A to station B with a certain speed and returns back to station A with the same speed in 5 hours. Find the speed of Manoj. So let's go slowly. Now here, what is given to us? The distance between two stations A and B is given to us as 80 kilometers. Now let's take this as station A. Let's make the station A and this station B. Now what does it say? It says the distance between the two stations, between A and B, the distance is 80 kilometers. Okay. Now what does it say? It says that Manoj goes from station A to station B. So from here he goes to station B and returns back. It says returns back to station A. He comes back to station A with the same speed. So he has gone from A to B and back from B to A. That means 80 kilometers plus 80 kilometers. He's returning back, isn't it? So now the distance becomes 80 plus 80 kilometers, which is 160 kilometers. So this is the distance. So when you take distance, remember to read your question carefully and understand it. So now the distance is 160 kilometers. Now what's given next? Time taken to go from station A to station B and return back to station A is 5 hours. Time taken. Now from here he's going there and then back. How long did it take for him? It took him 5 hours. Now what are we asked to find? Find the speed of Manoj. So what is the speed of Manoj? We can use the formula speed is equal to distance by time. So now distance we have found out to be 160 kilometers and time is 5 hours. So now let's divide 160 by 5. So 5 ones are 5. Now this is 16. 5 threes are 15. What is left? 1 is left. So put 1 there, it becomes 10. 5 twos are 10. So what do we have here? We have 32 by 1, which is equal to 32. So we have found the speed of Manoj to be 32, and look at the units. Kilometers per hour. Kilometers per hour. So let's write that 32 kilometers per hour. This is our answer, the speed of Manoj. We are moving on to question 12 because question 11 has already been done in the textbook. So let's begin this. How much distance will be covered by a car in 24 seconds at 45 kilometers per hour? So 24 seconds will be the time. And 45 we have kilometer per hour, so this will be speed. So what are we asked to find? We are asked to find the distance d. So now let's begin with what is given to us. Time is 24 seconds and speed is 45 kilometers per hour, and this is in seconds. So we are going to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second, and we know the simple way of doing it. So when you have kilometer per hour and you have to convert it to meter per second, all you have to do is multiply by 5 by 18. So here let's take 45, which is the speed. It is in kilometer per hour. We're going to change it to meter per second. For that, we're going to multiply by 5 by 18. Now let's cancel 18 and 45 by 9. Okay, so 9 twos are 18 and 9 fives are 45. Now multiply the numerators. 5 into 5 is 25 and the denominator is 2. So we have converted kilometer per hour to meter per second. So let's write it here. So speed now is 25 by 2 meter per second. So now we have time in seconds, speed in meter per second. So now we can find the distance. The formula to find the distance is speed into time. And speed we just found out to be 25 by 2 meter per second into time, that is 24 seconds. So let's multiply this 25 by 2 into 24. So here we can cancel 2 and 24. 2 ones are 2, 2 12s are 24. So nothing more to be cancelled. We just multiply 25 into 12. So let's do that multiplication. Okay, now 2 5s are 10, carry 1. 2 2s are 4 plus 1, 5. 0, 1 5s are 5, 1 2s are 2. Now add 0, 5 plus 5 is 10, 2 plus 1 is 3. So we have 300. Since we have found the distance and we had converted all this to meter per second, distance will be in meters. So this is 300 meters. So we have found our answer. Distance is 300 meters. Question 13. A car is moving with a speed of 72 kilometers per hour. We can also write per hour like this. H raised to the power of minus 1. And another car is moving with the speed of 16 meter per second. So this is moving at kilometer per hour and this is at meter per second. If both the cars start from the same place, in the same direction and at the same time, find the difference in distances covered by both the cars in 1 second. So here we have to find the difference in the distances and here we've been given 1 second. So what is given to us? Speed is given to us. Speed is given to us and time is given to us. We have to find the distance. So this is for the first car speed. This is for the second car speed. The time is the same for both and now we have to find the difference. So let's begin. Speed of the first car is 72 kilometers per hour. This is given to us. Time taken is 1 second. Now can you see this is kilometers per hour and here we have second. So we are going to convert kilometers per hour to meter per second. So let's do that. So we know when we convert 72 kilometer per hour into meter per second, we have to multiply by 5 by 18. So 72 into 5 by 18. And 18 and 72 we can cancel. 18 ones are 18 and 18 fours are 72. Now multiply the numerators. 4 into 5 is 20. So this is 20 by 1 or simply 20. So the speed of the first car now is 20 meter per second. So now we have speed in meter per second, time in seconds. Now we can find the distance by using the formula speed into time. Now speed we just found out to be 20 meter per second and time is 1 second. So this is 20 into 1 which is 20. So here distance we have found out to be 20 meters. So we have found the distance covered by the first car, that is 20 meters. Now we have to find the distance covered by the second car also. Only then we can find the difference in distances. So let's begin with the second part. Speed of the second car is given 16 meter per second. This is already in meter per second. So there's no conversion needed. And time taken is 1 second. So to find the distance, we say speed into time. So speed is 16 meter per second into time is 1 second, which is 16 into 1. 16 ones are 16. So we have found the distance covered by the second car to be 16 meters. So the distance covered by the first car is 20 meters. The distance covered by the second car is 16 meters. Now we have been asked to find the difference in distances. So we're going to do that. The difference in distances will be 20 meters minus 16 meters. 20 meters is the distance covered by the first car. 16 meters is the distance covered by the second car. So 20 minus 16 is 4. So the answer is 4 meters. So when the time is 1 second, the difference in distance is 4 meters. Now we have the second part of the question. Find the difference in distances covered by both the cars in 15 seconds. Here we found in 1 second. Now the second part is we have to find the difference in 15 seconds. So speed of the first car is given to us as 72 kilometers per hour and time taken is 15 seconds. And in the first part we converted 72 kilometers per hour to 20 meters per second. So now the units are all okay. 20 meters per second and time is 15 seconds. Now we can find the distance. The distance covered will be speed into time and speed is 20 meter per second into time taken is 15 seconds. So this is 20 into 15. 15 into 2 is 30 and then you add the 0, 300. So here distance is 300 meters. So the distance covered by the first car is 300 meters. Now let's find the distance covered by the second car. So speed of the second car is 16 meter per second. Time is 15 seconds and distance covered is speed into time. So speed is 16 meter per second into time is 15 seconds. Now we have to multiply 16 into 15. So let's do that multiplication. 16 into 15. 5 6s are 30. Carry 3. 5 1s are 5 6 7 8. 1 6 are 6. 1 1s are 1. So here 0 4 carry 1. 8 plus 6 is 14. Carry 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So this is 240. And so that will be 240 meters. So now we have found the distance covered by the first car is 300 meters. Distance covered by the second car is 240 meters. Now we have to find the difference in distances. So the difference in the distance covered by both the cars will be, when you subtract these two, that is 300 meters minus 240 meters. 300 minus 240 is 60. So the answer is 60 meters. So we have found the difference here. 60 meters is the answer. So now we have come to the last question of this exercise. Question 14. A distance of 6 kilometers is covered in 8 minutes. If the same distance is to be covered in 4 minutes, by how much must the speed be increased? So what is given to us? Distance is given to us and time is given to us. We need to first find the speed for this distance and then in this time. Then we have to find, in case this is to be covered in 4 minutes, we have to find the speed for that also. And then we must find out by how much the speed has to be increased. So let's begin by writing distance is 6 kilometers and time is 8 minutes. So we're going to use this now and not this. This we're going to do in the second part. So distance and time are given. Now we have to find the speed. Speed is, the formula is distance by time. Divide distance by time. So distance is 6 kilometers and time is 8 minutes. Okay. So now we can cancel 6 and 8 by 2. 2 3s are 6, 2 4s are 8. So what do we have? We have 3 by 4. This time we can say kilometer per minute. Okay. So this time our speed is 3 by 4 kilometer per minute. Now let's convert this fraction to a decimal number by dividing 3 by 4. So 3 is smaller, so we put a 0. Now if we have to continue the division, we need to put a decimal point which we are going to carry up, and I'm going to put a 0 here. Now read the number as 30 and do the division. 4 7s are 28. So let's write 28 minus 30 minus 28. We are taking it like that. 30, so this is 2. 10 minus 8 is 2. Now remainder is not 0, so I'm going to continue again. Put a 0, bring that 0 down. Now the number is 20. 4 5s are 20 minus 0. So now the remainder is 0. We can take our quotient 0.75. So now the speed is 0.75 kilometer per minute. Okay, this is when the time is 8 minutes. Now the question is, if the same distance is to be covered in 4 minutes. So again, we're going to find the same distance covered in 4 minutes. We're going to find the speed. So let's do that. So distance is already given to us 6 kilometers. Time, this time is 4 minutes. And we're going to find the speed using the formula distance by time. So distance now is 6 kilometers divided by time, which is 4 minutes. So this is 6 by 4. Let's cancel using 2. 2 3s are 6 and 2 2s are 4. So this will be 3 by 2 kilometer per minute. So now here also let's convert 3 by 2 to a decimal number. Divide 3 by 2. 2 ones are 2 minus 1. Now to continue the division, put a point, carry that point up. After the point, put a 0, bring that 0 down. Now the number is 10. 2 5s are 10. And now the answer is, the remainder is 0. So here what do we have? 1.5. So this is 1.5 kilometer per minute. Now the question is, by how much must the speed be increased? So here we found the speed to be 0.75 kilometers per hour when it could cover it in 8 minutes. Now we are saying that the vehicle must cover this in 4 minutes. So we found the speed to be 1.5. By how much should it be increased from here to here? 0.75 has now become 1.5. That means we need to subtract. So increase in speed will be 1.5 kilometers per minute minus 0.75 kilometers per minute. So let's subtract these two numbers. So that is 1.5 minus 0.75. So subtraction of decimal numbers, don't forget to put the 0 wherever there's a number missing. Now let's borrow. This is 4. 10 minus 5 is 5. 4 minus 7 you can't do. 14 minus 7 is 7.0. So we've got our answer. The speed should be increased by 0.75 kilometer per minute. So this is our final answer. By how much must the speed be increased? The speed must be increased by 0.75 kilometer per minute. This is our answer. So with this, children, we come to the end of this exercise. Thank you, children.